What squad? It's your sister Chloe Yasmin back in the cut with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing another Jesus based video. Basically I've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of text messages on making more videos about Jesus, and basically making more videos on how to fight the good fight and how to resist, the enemy, and how to resist these temptations that come your way. So before I hop into this video, I basically just want to establish the fact that I am not here to judge anyone. I literally, everything that I'm going to be speaking on today, everything that I'm going to be covering in today's video, I'm speaking about because I've had to go through it. So with that being said, I'm not just speaking on things that I don't really know about. I'm not just speaking on things that I haven't had to deal with. So I am casting my own stone, letting you guys know that I have had to deal with some of these things and still have to deal with some of these temptations, but have to resist it. So with that being said, I'm basically just doing this sister to sister, or even sister to brother, letting you guys know that we all go through temptations like this, and we all have to deal with, the enemy's negativity, but we basically just have to keep fighting, because as we fight, we get stronger. But I have a lot of things, written down in my notebook. I planned this video last night because it was crazy. I got a good amount of emails last night about this. So I feel like it was the Lord speaking through you guys to get me to do this video. So yes, today's video is going to be on how to resist the temptations from the enemy, because being a Christian in a sinful world is a daily fight. Let me say that my niece is here and she's always super, super, super loud when I'm filming. So we're just going to try to work through that. Luke 22:40, this is what Jesus had said to his disciples. So on reaching the place, Jesus said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." So that is a prayer that Jesus suggests for us to make. Praying that we will not fall into temptation. So when you wake up in the morning, I really suggest praying that prayer. Lord Jesus, please do not let me fall for any of the temptation that the enemy has planned out for me today. So that is a great prayer to pray in Jesus' name. I love to pray and do everything in Jesus' name, because his name has the most power in it. These demons out here are the devil's minions. They love to make a fool out of us, and once they make a fool out of us, they like to go away and leave you on your own to deal with the guilt and the shame. Because once you have given into a temptation, I know that as a Christian, with me being in my Bible and me being consistent with it, I am a lot different than worldly people. So I know when I have given into a temptation, and it feels very terrible because I have allowed the enemy to make a fool out of me. So Luke 4:13, this was when the enemy was tempting Jesus. When the devil had finished all his tempting, he left him until an opportune time. Now Jesus did not give in to the temptations, but as we all know, we have given into temptation. Now this is a very great example that when these demons get done tempting us, they leave until an opportune time. So they are sitting around plotting on you for that opportune time, when you are weak, when you are, when they know that you can give into temptation. So they sit around and they wait. And then after they get done making a fool out of you, after they get done with all their tempting, making a fool out of you, they leave. They go on with their day. But then you have to go on with your day with a lot of shame and a lot of guilt because they've made a fool out of you. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way so that you can endure it. So God will not let us be tempted beyond what we can bear. So every single time we are tempted, we can bear it. It's not impossible to not give in. He's so faithful that he will never allow something to happen that we cannot bear. He allows things to happen as tests. Once we pass those tests, we've gotten stronger and we're coming on to a new level. So you basically just need to fight it and have faith and pray to Jesus while anything bad is happening. And once you pass it, you feel so much better about yourself. The more you're tempted, the bigger your blessing. So I feel like when I'm being tempted the most, when I have all these trials and tribulations coming at me, I know that the more that comes, the bigger the blessing that's on its way, because, he has to prepare us for those blessings. Because if he just, throws all these blessings at us, we might not be able to take it, and our pride goes way up. Matthew 26:41. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So you have to watch. You have to be very aware of what's going on.
And that is one huge benefit that you can get from the Bible. It teaches you about, you know, the tricks that the devil tries to use on you. And it basically just teaches you about everything that you are going through. And it will talk you through exactly what you need to do.
You also need to be praying so that you will not fall into temptation. That's why anywhere I am, everywhere I am, I like to go ahead and constantly communicate with my Father. Because I know I would not be able to make it out here in this world if I did not have Jesus. Why is my light doing that? I don't know why my light keeps flickering. That's so weird. But watching and praying is a very big thing in, you know, being a Christian. Because if you're constantly in prayer with Him, those are the best days you're going to ever have. And I've noticed that the best days I have are when I'm constantly talking to Him. I'm constantly communicating with Him. Whether I'm eating, whether I'm driving, whether I'm showering, whether I'm working, whether I am taking a test, whether I'm doing anything in my life, I have to communicate with Him. James 1:12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. You will be blessed if you persevere through all of your trials. Every single time you go through a test, every single time you go through a trial, and you pass it, you will be blessed. Now let's say you didn't pass it. Take that as a learning experience. Everything the devil tries to make for your bad ends up being for your good. So when I don't pass the test and I feel so ashamed, that ends up being for my good, because now I've learned. And now the next time you try to come at me with that same exact thing, now I know what to do. Because I can't go through that same shame from not passing it the first time. Every time you resist temptation, you get stronger and come into a new level. That is genuinely what I believe. Every single time I resist the devil, I get stronger. Types of temptation that I know a lot of us are dealing with. There are a lot of other temptations other than this, but these are the ones that I'm going to be talking about today, because I was honestly just writing down a bunch of them because I've had to deal with all of these. So once again, I'm not calling out any of this to judge, because like I've just let you guys know, I've dealt with all of this temptation. So once again, I'm casting my own stone. Okay, so a lot of this temptation honestly comes with schools that you are in. A lot of kids bring in their demons from their homes and they're tempting you and all this different stuff. So one of the main things that a lot of these teenagers are being tempted with is sexual immorality. Sexual immorality is neglecting and defying God's law of sexual relations. So, you know, a lot of girls and a lot of dudes, honestly, I feel like a lot of pressure is on males a lot, because it's like, if you haven't lost your virginity, if you haven't had sex with this amount of girls, then you're not cool. If you don't have this many bodies, then you're not cool. And then with females, the temptation comes when you get a boyfriend and you feel like he's not going to want you anymore because you didn't give it up. He doesn't love you if that's the case. If you want something to last, you need to save yourself, and you need to have respect for yourself enough to not give in to that. Trust me, I went through the temptation. I went through the temptation of liking a boy, feeling like he's not going to like me if I don't give it to him. But I had to realize, once I give that out, I'm not going to be able to get that back.
If you have saved yourself until you are married, you've gone through those years of marriage, it's based on the Lord Jesus Christ. You know that that person is not in it for lust, but they're in it for you. And they'll be there forever, because they didn't marry you off no lust junk. They married you for who you are.
Now let's say you have done that before marriage. Let's say you've already done it. Baby girl, that don't mean God loves you any less. But what you can do is change your life around and not do that again until you get married. Just because you went out there and did it doesn't mean that you need to feel ashamed. You should be happy, because now you know that temptation was wrong and you don't have to give into that no more. Know your worth. You will gain so much more respect not giving that out, not speaking in a sexual way. The second temptation is drunkenness. Intoxicated by alcohol. That is a huge thing as well, a huge temptation out here. Getting drunk and going to party, getting drunk, getting dressed up, not being modest. You know, that's another one. Modesty with clothing. That's another temptation. I deal with all of this. I see girls, they have their little crop tops and their little booty shorts, and I'm like, you know, I would look cute in that. Like, girl, I could do that. But then I have to think again. Do I want respect? Do I want somebody to look at me like I'm some sex symbol or something like that? I don't want that. I want you to respect me. Nobody should know what I look like under my clothing. You get so much more respect when you act like a lady, when you dress like a lady, when you speak like a lady, when you are just a lady. Another temptation is cursing. You know, when you get around a lot of different people and they're cursing, you want to curse too. You like, okay, you get to curse with all the other people. But then you just don't sound like a lady anymore. You sound like ratchetness. And I know it, because back in the day, yes, I cursed. Cursed in every single sentence, hanging around with some fools. It's not ladylike. Or even males. Like I said, this video can be for males and females. So All this can be, towards males as well. All this, because we all deal with this type of temptation. Thinking you cool if you cursing. Nah, bruh. The next temptation is inappropriate dancing. Twerking, bopping it, whatever. I don't really know. Pop, lock, and dropping. I don't really know. That was a temptation that I did give into back in the day. Inappropriate dancing. Like, what girl don't twerk? What girl don't do this? What girl don't... No. Girls that respect themselves don't do that. Baby, I gave into it. I know it. I'm embarrassed as crap that I even gave into that stupid junk. I looked dumb. Worldly friends. Another temptation. People not living for Jesus. They are not of God, but they are of the world. That right there is something I can't say I regret because I learned from it. All this stuff, all these temptations, I don't regret giving into, but I don't regret it because I learned from it. I know how stupid I looked giving into all this stuff. Once again, I'm saying this from like a sister point of view. Like if you was my friend and I'm sitting with you at lunchtime and you come to me asking me about how to not give into temptations, what not to do, how to, gain respect. This is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell my niece when she gets to a certain age, when I'm going to sit down and I'm going to speak to her. I'm going to speak to her like I'm her aunt. I'm just going to let you know the truth. I'm not doing this in a judgmental way. I'm not. Sis, I love you. I'm not judging you if you're doing any of this. I'm not. Because let me tell you something. I'm no better than you. And I am not here to judge. How can I judge? I didn't die on the cross. I'm not the one to judge. Judge and you will be judged. I'm straight. But once again, that worldly friend stuff. I start hanging around with the bad crowd. And once you start hanging around with certain people, you start acting just like those people. Just like them. You feel like you're not going to be cool anymore if you stop hanging out with those people. They're like, girl, who you believe in is not real. I don't know why you're being fake. She turned on me. Blah, 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 blah. We was cool until she started acting fake. Let them talk. Pray for them and move on with your life, because let me tell you something. Jesus is coming back and he's not going to ask you what they did. He's going to ask you what you did. It's on you. He's not going to ask you, were those people influencing you? That's not what he's going to do. He's going to judge you for what you decided to do, for what you did, for your deeds on this earth. Another temptation is to covet what thy neighbor has. Yearning to have what someone else has. Man, I gave into that temptation so much. I just wanted what other people had. I wanted to look like them. I wanted their clothes. I wanted their lifestyle. I wanted what they had instead of being thankful for what I have. Wanting what other people has creates jealousy. And jealousy is something so disgusting in the heart. You act cool around them because you want to be their friend, but you low-key want what they have. That's a temptation I have given into a million times. All these temptations I know about because I've had to go through them. Pride. If somebody's talking crap to you online, or somebody's talking crap to you, at school, and you just want to lash back out, I'm like, sis, what do you want to do? You can meet me outside, meet me in the hallway. What do you want to do? That's pride. Because you feel like you're going to look weak if you don't. You know how many people have hated on me? They message me with hate. And I want to slap back at you. I want to clap back at you. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and play. You just don't know me. You don't know how I can speak. You don't know how I can break you down. That's pride. Instead of me doing all that, I can realize who's trying to speak. Which are these demons, the enemies that try to get you, and realize that let Jesus handle that. Don't try to handle it yourself, because it's not going to work out. If you let Jesus handle that person, they'll be handled. They will be handled. Let the Lord deal with them. Pray for them, even though you don't want to. I'll be telling the Lord, I do not want to pray for this person. I don't want to, Lord, but I'm going to do it because you told me to. I gave it to pride way too much back in the day. Fighting, cursing people out. Like, sis, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Let's get it popping. And we get to getting it popping and you never feel good afterwards. And the last one I have on this list, even though there's so much more I could talk about, but the last one is gossiping. It's so hard, bro. It's so hard when somebody didn't tick you off so bad and you just want to express yourself, express how you're feeling. And it ends up turning into gossip. But I'm slowly learning that as I judge and speak badly upon people, the Lord will show you just how that person might have... Ayla, you need to be quiet. Just why that person might have did what they did. He teaches me every single time. And I'm like, gosh, I should have never judged that person. So as I get to learn and as I make mistakes, I begin to realize that person's making a mistake. And I need to pray for them and I should not judge them. One last thing I have written down to read this to you guys again. 1 Peter 2:11. Dear brothers, you are only visitors here. You're only visitors on this earth. Since your real home is in heaven. Ayla, I need you to be quiet, please. Since your real home is in heaven, I beg you to keep away from the evil pleasures of this world. All those temptations that I've, written down and I've explained to you guys, those are the evil pleasures from this world. They are not for you, for they fight against your very souls. If I were to, keep giving in to all these temptations, they're fighting against my very soul. I used to go home, get back from school after going off on people, after cussing, looking like a fool, trying to look cool, gossiping and cursing and not being modest with my clothes. And I would get home and honestly just the whole entire day would rush into my brain. And I'm thinking, did I do this wrong? 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 And respect is a very big deal to me. And if a person cannot respect me, I would begin to be like, dang, I could have did this different for that person to respect me. I could have walked my walk in a confident way like a lady instead of walking down the hallway acting, I'm just gonna be real ratchet. You're my sister, I'm speaking to you because I love you and because I've done this stuff and I've gone through it. I love you guys so much that I am going to put this out there for you guys, even though there are some people that are going to hate me for putting this out there because they feel as though I am judging them, or they feel as though I am speaking things that are lies, even though this is coming straight from the Bible and I know that Jesus is real. I know for a fact because he has shown me. I'm putting this out there even though I will receive a lot of hate. But I'm doing this because I need to help you guys. I'm not doing this to judge you guys because I love you guys so much. It's hard for me to even call out these things because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm judging you. But I'm doing it because you're my sister. And if nobody wants to speak about it, why not? I do it. I'm showing you guys that being a Christian teenager is not easy, but we have to fight. And obviously, we are all not going to be perfect. We are sinful human beings. But if we can fight hard to resist these things, we're gonna be so strong and our faith will be crazy. Okay, as I go along day by day, I'm different every single day of my life. I feel like I'm growing every single day. I look back at myself a month ago, I look back at myself 2-3 months ago, even a year ago, and I'm like, who the heck was I, baby? I was still learning, and I'm still learning right now. Genuinely, you're my sister. You are. And I look at you guys like my own sisters. I didn't have, a sister or anybody on YouTube to watch that was gonna straight up let me know the truth. So that's what I'm here to do. I love every single one of you guys. God bless you all in the mighty powerful name of Jesus once again, sis. If you ever need some temptation advice, come back to this video and watch it. With that being said, your girl's gonna go ahead and head up out of here. I need to go eat. I need to edit a video and get it up. If you're struggling with skincare, watch my recent video. That's the one I'm putting up today. But I love you all and I have to go.